No matter how much equipment I have available, I still love including a push-up variation in my upper body workouts. They're an amazing move to target your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. And not only are they an amazing way to build muscle and strength, but there are so many push-up variations to include to match your needs and goals. Want to work on your shoulder stability or anti-rotational core strength? Try the push-up with shoulder tap. Want to target your triceps more? Include a close grip variation. Want to work your upper pecs extra? Try a decline push-up. But in thinking through all of the options out there was one that came to mind as often underutilized: the push-up plus. In this video, I want to go over how to do this essential push-up variation and ways to modify the move if you can't do a push-up from your toes on the ground. But first, I want to explain why I think it's so important to include this variation. This push-up isn't the fanciest variation out there, but it's one of the most essential to include if you want to be a push-up rock star. It'll also help you improve your overhead press or bench press weights, or even avoid neck, shoulder, and upper back aches and pains. It's so important to include because that simple rounding and scapular protraction at the top of the push-up. This seemingly simple extra movement at the top of the push-up works an often overlooked muscle, the serratus anterior. The serratus anterior is an essential muscle when it comes to keeping your shoulder blades, shoulders, neck, and upper back healthy and happy and functioning correctly. And the push-up plus is an amazing move to work this muscle, as it's easier often to target this muscle without letting your upper traps compensate. Too often our upper traps take over in moves meant to work our serratus anterior, and this only perpetuates those aches and pains. This scapular control and serratus anterior strength will also translate to better movement of your shoulder blades during overhead pressing, and even a better ability to support your shoulders during bench press. This push-up variation is a great way to keep everything healthy and strong as you include more pressing in your routine. So how do you do the push-up plus? While you're going to be doing a basic push-up in this movement, it's really key you focus on your hands as your foundation. We want to be conscious of truly gripping the ground and spreading our fingers. That foundation is important because it creates better activation up our arm, even into our chest, shoulders, and triceps. So by focusing on your hands' connection to the ground, you can make sure that you don't end up with elbow or wrist pain as you're able to properly perform this movement and really control that scapular protraction even at the top. As you push back up and you even go into that rounding, you're gonna wanna really focus on pushing that ground away extra. So it's key we create that tension through our hands to start. When you set up, you might even wanna turn your hands slightly out, as this can help, especially if you have had previous shoulder aches and pains. When we do this exercise, we're gonna set our hands just outside our chest as we bring our feet together and drive back through our heels. This creates that great core tension so that everything can move as one unit. As you lower your chest down and then push the ground away, at the top here, you're not gonna stop. You're going to slightly tuck your pelvis under as you even try and push the ground a little bit further away and round up. You can let your chin slightly tuck, although you don't wanna let your head fully sag. You can let your chin slightly tuck, rounding out, pushing the ground away as much as you can. And then you'll come back and then you'll repeat the push-up. When you do this, you wanna think about pulling those shoulder blades around as if you're trying to round, and even pull them forward around your rib cage. That movement is super key to get as much space between them as possible. When you do this too, make sure that you reset in that push-up position before you repeat the movement. It's really important that you focus on all these different connections to the ground and that scapular movement, even of the shoulder blades together as you lower down before they pull apart as you round up. Don't try and look up or let your head come up, because you don't want to strain your neck when you're doing this exercise. But focus on that really nice solid push-up, just like the basic push-up, with that extra pull at the top to separate your shoulder blades. Now, what if you can't do a full push-up from your toes? How can you modify this move? An incline variation is always a great way to modify while allowing you to train that full push-up plank position. Too often we turn to knee push-ups, but this doesn't allow us to learn how to engage our legs and drive back through our heels. It can keep us stuck getting stronger at only the modified variation. It's why that incline and working down in reps as you lower the incline is so key. You can use a rack, adjusting the barbell height, or even boxes, lowering them down as you progress. If you're limited on incline options, you can select a higher one and even change up the tempo to progress the movement. If you only have one that is too low, consider just the eccentric portion of the movement and start with the plus before you lower down for the rep. A final tip to modify if you need to work around wrist pain is to put a mat folded up under the heel of your palm. This reduces the wrist extension demands to make it easier on your wrists. And one bonus tip if you're ready for a bit more challenge with this movement. To test your core strength and stability, try including a dead stop or even hand release at the bottom. This forces you to really engage prior to pressing back up and even make sure you're working through the fullest range of motion possible without using any momentum. That press back up from a dead stop is harder than we give it credit for, especially if we're focused on everything moving together as one unit and keeping our body straight like a board. But even as you add in this dead stop or hand lift, don't rush through the protraction at the top of the push-up. Really focus on feeling around your ribcage even working. So whether you're looking to mix up your push-up work, improve your upper body strength and stability to lift more while avoiding injury, or you just want to build up to that first full push-up from your toes, this is an amazing push-up variation to include in your workout routine. And for more tips to improve your push-ups, check out the link in the video description. If you liked the video, make sure to like it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe. We're posting new videos each week.